fumble. How crazy would it be to fumble the blessing? How crazy would it be to fumble that thing that you have been praying for, that thing that you have been going so hard for? How crazy, how sad would it be for you to actually get it, for God to be like, okay, here you go. You crying, you begging, here you go. And you don't know what to do with it. Hey girl, and welcome to another episode of Always Lit with Shayyy.moore, where we spread love, inspire others, and thrive. Now, I know that if you have been journaling, if you have been seeking God's guidance, then you may be on a road to a new thing. You may be out here trying to live in your purpose. You may be out here just following ordered steps and being obedient. And sometimes that brings on a waiting period. This waiting period can seem foreign. It can seem extremely uncomfortable. So today I'm going to be sharing some things that you can do during your waiting period. Let's get into it. Okay, so one thing that you can do during your waiting period is to fast and pray. Fasting and prayer is so powerful. Not only are you seeking God intentionally, but you also are removing distractions. You are showing your faithfulness to God, and you are putting yourself in a position to hear him, putting yourself in a position to be close to him, so that you don't miss any signs, so that you don't miss any communication that is being sent to you. There are different ways that you can fast. You know that you can fast from certain foods. You can do the Daniel fast. You can fast from social media. Like, there are different ways that you can fast, and I do believe that God will lead you to a particular type of fast. So if you have been feeling the urge to fast from something, then that is probably God sending you the urge to fast from something. While you are fasting, then you should incorporate prayer and just spend more time with God. This will give you the strength to be able to make it through your fast, but also, again, you are seeking his presence intentionally. Another thing that you should do during your waiting period is to continue to obey whatever your last command was. For example, if God told you to come up with content ideas, that doesn't mean spend a day coming up with content ideas and then you sit there like, okay, I'm waiting, wait on the Lord. No. continue. You're gonna keep coming up with those content ideas, keep coming up with different forms of content. Just get in your creative bag and be obedient until you have your next step. So whatever your last command was, whatever that last instruction was that you received, continue to follow that until something else is spoken to you. This is not a time to get distracted. This is not a time to be discouraged. Just because you do not hear anything does not mean that you're doing something wrong. Think about it from a parent perspective. If you are a parent and you told your child, okay, I want you to go outside and practice dribbling your ball, and he go outside and he practice dribbling his ball, more than likely you're going to, watch him dribble that ball, but you might have something else going on. But it's not until he get out of line that you might be like, no, you need to dribble the ball for 10 more minutes, or whatever the case is. It's not until he's getting out of line or he's getting distracted that you be vocal about it, that you speak and you direct him back to the path that you want him to be on. So whenever God gives you a command and you are doing that, don't get discouraged because you no longer hear anything. Don't get discouraged because you feel like he's no longer speaking to you, or he's no longer sending you signs, or whatever the case may be. That could just mean that you are doing that thing. You are doing what he told you to do. You are on your right path. Continue to do that until he tells you to do otherwise. Okay, and my next tip is to use this as your practice season. Your waiting season can also be your practice season. This is the time where, okay, if he's telling you to come up with content ideas, I'm coming up with content ideas. I'm creating content calendars. Maybe you are looking at your analytics from the previous month to see, okay, I need to try to do this. Maybe you're doing research as you come up with those content ideas. This is giving you practice so that If in the next season it's like, okay, your social media just take off, or your YouTube just take off, now you have systems in place. Now you have practice with coming up with those content ideas, looking at those analytics, doing that research. You have the practice put in so that you can do well during your next season. I like to think of it like this. During your waiting season, what am I showing God that I can handle? I cannot be praying for 1 million subscribers if I'm showing him with my 100, 200, 300 subscribers that I can't remain consistent, or that I can't put out valuable content. So during your waiting season, during your waiting period, think about what you are showing God that you can handle. Think about what you are showing God that you already value and you already appreciate. If you are looking at it as, okay, this is my practice season, this is where I develop my skills, this is where I sharpen that iron, this is where I prepare for where he's taking me, then you're going to be using this waiting period serious. You're going to be using this time to develop those skills. You're going to be using this time to broaden those skills and learn more and do research and figure out what works, figure out what doesn't work. You're going to be doing all of these things during this time so that in your next season you are already equipped with everything you need. Would you rather practice and mess up with 250, 100 people watching compared to you being on the platform of 1 million and you don't have a clue what to do? You don't have no practice. Every time you get it, you fumble. How crazy would it be to fumble the blessing? How crazy would it be to fumble that thing that you have been praying for, that thing that you have been going so hard for? How crazy, how sad would it be for you to actually get it, for God to be like, okay, here you go. You crying, you begging, here you go. And you don't know what to do with it. Use your waiting season as practice. Use this as your season to show up. Show up as if it's already done. Show up as if your platform has already been increased. Show up as if your reach has already been increased. Show up as if your subscribers have already been increased. Show up the same way that you would. When I was cheering in high school, my coach used to always tell us, the way that you practice is the way that you're gonna perform. Okay, she was spitting bars. She was spitting bars. Who knew that was a bar at the time? But those are facts. However you practice is the way that you're going to perform. So if you are practicing like this during your waiting period, that's how you're going to perform whenever it's your season to thrive. So use this time as time to develop. Use this time as time to practice. Use this time to obey your last command. Use this time to continue to seek God's guidance and sharpen your skills. Develop more skills. So when it's time to step, girl, you step. I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you have some other suggestions of what you can do during your waiting period, then make sure you drop that in the comment section below. And stay to check out this episode on ways that you can spend time with God daily. As always, spread love, inspire others, and thrive. Bye, girl.